What we're going to show you is down here is the beginning of the process. I was given the honor to build a house, and out of normal brick and mortar, got very little pleasure out of it, and felt very disconnected from the earth. At the same time, I was exploring other styles of building, and I found a little picture of an Adobe brickyard in Santa Fe, and from that I just on a wing and prayer went and started making these bricks how I thought they should be made. Found a disused brickyard just outside McGregor, got a few old codgers together, and we started forming these things without any plan of where they would be used or anything like that. And slowly I got small little jobs to do, building garage ports, things like that, which was great. And then I was given a commission for a full house, which was really, really awesome. The idea is basically just reliving history, going back to how houses in this area were built, with the insulation, mixing the clay, the sand and the straw. I've been going for 2 years now, and sort of an average of about 20 people working, and we've been I believe very successful in that field. As far as my actual money making, not so successful, but we're working on that. Creating a mechanical bond. Clay is a mechanical bond, whereas cement is a chemical bond. So the idea, instead of mixing it together as you would, which would create like a chocolate mousse effect, you rather want to take the air out. So that's where we come into the trampling process. So what they're doing here is taking a rather old and haggard looking piece of tarpaulin, just keeping that moist. Okay, what we've got here is basically a mixture of clay to sand with straw in it, which is a binder. And the idea is to try and get it pliable, get all the air out as much as possible. So, in other words, you're kind of kneading bread, and that is where the stamping action comes into it, and then folding over and stamping again. What's also interesting is that we don't put that much straw here. Our clay is pretty good, whereas if you look in European countries and that who use a similar cobbing method, there's a lot more vegetation in it to help bind it together. They also have quite severe weather conditions as opposed to our more heat and less rain. This has really been a process of trial and error in this. There hasn't been much formal studying or learning in it. We're all self-educated in this. All right, bring it over. It does. It's starting to get that feeling to it. It's a different texture completely to what we started off with. As long as you can take the mold off and it keeps its shape. So anyway, we take this, which will get trampled once or twice more, and we'll bring it over to put in a wheelbarrow and bring it out to an area that we've cleared, where I've had molds made out of steel. The olden days was obviously out of wood. I found the wood that a lot of the clay stuck to the sides, and it was just a nightmare. Steel is definitely a better option. A little bit of a clean. And this is Willem, one of our Corsa fellows who's joining in the area now. Obviously, you want to get air out of this as well. Okay. Cool. Clear it off. Chocolate cakes. And so we go on. Tomorrow we'll be able to put it on its side to allow more flow of air through it, and then the day after that we can start packing it and creating more space start the process again. Right, well, we've got a bit of a stockpile going here. As you can see, this has been exposed to about 2 inches of rain for the last couple of months, and it's still in pretty good nick, and it's as hard as anything. Which the size of all our walls are 300, plus the plaster comes at about 400. So we've got 3 different sizes here, which allows us to be more to offer more options in the building, of creating recesses and benches and all sort of things like it, and even beds. So we're just doing a little project on the side here to explore making tiles in situ here without the use of electricity. And we're starting off with making a kiln to see if it actually works. The clay is good enough to make tiles. We're busy on making molds for the tiles as well, which is happening in a nearby town out of metal. And so in the meantime, while they're busy doing that, I'm busy preparing a kiln. This is 1.5 meters long. I'm able to lay my bricks as I go around. This is pretty much what you see here, 4 hours work, which is pretty quick going for this sort of thing. What I've found, what this process of building does, it reawakens a lot in the guys themselves, bringing them back to the earth, more than just a job, where they have the ability to build and create. And I've tried really hard to empower them to do these things for themselves, and use their own initiative. And my belief that we can all build houses, it's all within our genes to build houses for ourselves. And I've built houses very successfully using some guys who really, came out of rehabilitation for drug or alcohol abuse. We've had some murderers. We still have some murderers working for us, who've just changed. Their lives have changed. They look forward to coming to work, and who they get to build with their hands.
This looks a bit like the thing you sort of cook the bricks in.
Yeah.
With the holes at the bottom and stuff.
That's the idea.
Okay.
But we're going to be cooking tiles, hopefully, with it.
Dad, this looks like a real house.